What's going on, Doozers, and welcome to another episode on the Townsend server. I'm Diamond Doozer, and we are back at our base. Off camera, I did finish up a little bit of this. We've got some stairways, we got the flooring finished, and we have this hole set up in the center of the ceiling now. And the reason I did that is because while we are basing this entire build off of Rush's 2112, I did want to add in a little bit of a reminder, one of my other favorite movies, and this is from back when I was a kid. This is my Minecraft version of the Dark Crystal. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've never done a lot with glass before, but this is, I think, a pretty close approximation. Now, we've also done some other things like decorating the outside. We've got these little decorations and furlings and everything over each of our balconies. And I put that the whole way around. And then let me see if I can jump out here. We also have sludge coming out now. So that the giant green glass of the slime pit makes sense. So you have that. And then on this side, since there's nothing actually going on over here, I did just put in this little section here, and a monster beast came over and gave me a hand with that. Now, I am expecting JumboChicken to come over. I have a mission today, and it's a pretty important one, and it's going to start with killing this. Get out of here. Get wrecked. Oh, I'm getting wrecked. There we go. Jeez. There he is. My mission for today is to take care of something. Oh, I look like a porcupine. That's a heart shot. My mission is to take care of the one thing that we can't sell yet, but we can definitely make quickly, and that's flowers. Flowers. That's right. I am making a flower farm. Now, I am not going to be making Il Mango's flower farm or Logical Geek Boys. No, we're challenging ourselves. Somebody said, Doozer, let's see something original. So, guys, you're going to get it. You're going to get a super efficient flower farm that is almost 100% original. Now, granted, in Minecraft, there's only certain ways that certain things can get put together. So, there are going to be pieces that look familiar, but this design is 100% my own. I built it up in a creative test world about, I'm going to say about an hour and a half ago. I finished it. And honestly, it took me about 2 hours to do the designs. Hey, Jumbo. So without any further ado, let's get over to the flower biome and we're going to get this thing built. All right, guys. So we are in the middle of a flower biome or a flower forest biome. Now, these were introduced in 1.17. As you can see, you got all kinds of different flower options. I was trying to figure out, along with JumboChicken, we were trying to figure out just how many different flowers actually naturally occur in this biome. And would you believe that that information isn't available? At least not at a reasonable, like a good, reliable source. So what our game plan is we're going to go ahead and build this thing. And then we're not going to bother with filtering out the items right away. We're just going to get a chest and let it kind of naturally fill up with everything. The only thing I'm going to filter out right off the cuff is going to be seeds, because we don't need those. Now, after we've got an idea how many different items there are, then we can set up item filtration systems, everything else. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and get this started. So we're going to start with the easiest thing to do. And that's that. That's it. Okay, we're done. No. All right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to be making this. Oh, there we go. We're going to be making this 8 wide, because what we're going to end up having is we're going to have our dirt up there. Actually, we need to have glass. All right, temporary block for glass. So we're going to have glass, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 glass. And then we're going to get a couple of temporary blocks in. to put in our next piston right there. So you kind of get a feel for how this is going to work. That's going to shoot over. Every time this goes back and forth, it's going to break whatever flowers are forming on top of this. So we're going to go ahead and get this first part built out, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we have gotten the first section done. Now, as you know, we are doing a time lapse also right after this, so you get to see the entire thing built real fast. But what we now have is the top section is done. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 by 7 surrounded by glass on either side. And we have an open space between pistons there and a single line of pistons here. Over here we have a full set of dispensers ready. Now these dispensers are currently empty. You guys, any of you who have been watching my channel for a while, you remember my redstone tutorials. And the one thing I always said, don't even keep water in your hotbar. It's just never a good idea. I've had way too many designs messed up that way. Now, if you're playing, and I'm going to say this right now, if you're on your cell phone and you're saying, Doozer, water and redstone's great, that's fine. But on your cell phone, yeah, your cell phone, you can put tracks underwater. I can't do that. So, we're going to get into the rest of this build now. You're going to see that we have this T system here. So right here I have 2 dispensers, and that's where we're going to be running our hoppers with our bone meal. Then we have an observer facing a note block. Now, this observer is going to see this note block get activated, and this note block gets activated by this hopper or this observer chain right here with another note block here. So if I activate this note block, we're going to hear those 2 dispensers go off. So this allows me to condense, that's my dog. This is going to allow me to condense my output for my clock into a single line. And that's the next part that we're going to be doing, is getting the clock done. So let me get that in now. All right, guys, so we are back, and now we have our power system done. So the way we're running the power is we are using these powered rails, and as they activate, these observers are going to see that, and then they're going to output their signal. So whenever they output their signal, we're going to get a block update here. These ones are going to get bud powered, and it's going to cause this part of the platform to go that way, and that part of the platform to immediately go back the other direction, just like that. So that's how we're going to break these. Now, if I pull out, let's see here, pull out one of these flowers, I'll put the flower right there, and activate it, and you see how that automatically breaks the flower. Now, I know in a couple of designs they use like pistons and all these, this whole area would be pistons, observers. That makes it really expensive. And again, you guys know I try to make everything for survival Minecraft. So once we have these flowers breaking, we're going to be using these dispensers to actually push the water along and to knock everything out. So how are we going to get that to work? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to find our dispensers, which are right here. And we're going to take a signal off of a etho clock, and we're going to put that down in here. So the way we're going to run it, if an etho clock is going to do a countdown between 2 hoppers, it's going to push a redstone block back and forth. Now that puts a long signal out though. So we're also going to be running it into 2 monostable circuits so that we can pulse it, get it pulsed twice, and then that's going to actually put the water out, take it back in. Meanwhile, this is going to be going back and forth like it's a 0 tick. So every time that the water dispenses, we should be filling up a water stream with oh so much items. So let me get into building that section, and we'll be right back. So as the sun sets over the flower field there, we are finishing up our project. We now have everything set in. So let me give you the quick rundown on how everything works before I start this bad boy running. So right now we have our dispensers here, and they're filled with bone meal. Now, I'm not going to worry about setting up hoppers and all this other stuff to get it going. When it's empty, I'll just come fill it. It's going to take a long time to run out of that. And trust me, by the time we do, we're going to be so filled with flowers, we're not going to know what to do. Now, I do have a manual lock over here into my etho clock, and that way I can turn this off when we're not using it, and that'll help put a little, take a little strain off the server as far as lag. And again, like I always say, the one thing you never want to do is lag out your servers if you can avoid it. So our etho clock bounces into this monostable circuit. I take the pulse that generates, and I activate another monostable circuit. And then I separate the pulse. So this is actually going to double up. It's going to go once, twice. It's going to, this observer is going to see that and activate twice. And that's going to set off this line of rails, which is how we're going to get the water to go out and then in right away. So as that's going, this entire unit here is going to be bouncing back and forth, and it's going to be breaking the flowers. So what we're going to see is as it's going to break all those flowers. That water's going to come straight down. It's going to bring all the flowers, the seeds, everything right down into this single item collection system. Now, we have had no end of grief from these guys, and Jumbo's over here shooting them like it's his job. I try to sort them. I've never been able to actually hit these guys with an arrow, so.
Easy.
So, I guess while he's playing defense, I am going to turn my volume down a little bit because this is going to get pretty gnarly. So we're going to unlock that. And right now we just want to make sure that this works. Go. And that should have been a double pulse. Okay, Jumbo, it double pulsed, right? Good. So let's fire this bad boy up. So as you can see, it's gotten all the bone meal it needs. And then, bloop, water takes it right back down into the collection. And we are just making tons upon tons upon tons of flowers. And honestly, you can do all the other designs out there, like Ilmango's with the giant piston observer walls. But as far as expense, this is probably one of the cheapest ways to do it and to get the most items possible. So if I come down right here, I should be able to pick up a lot of these. So if I pop in here right now, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off quick. So now if I hop in here, we'll get all the what just came through. So there we have 64, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 stacks of red tulips plus 30. I have a stack and 11 of orange tulips, 11 whites, 24 allium, 2 dandelion, and 37 of the azure. And that's in a very minimal amount of time actually running. And as I said, I mean, we've barely really gotten into any of our bone meal. So this is a system where we could really run it and then just manually install the bone meal as we go. We don't have to worry about it. Let me see if I can get anyone to sleep quick so we can save Jumbo.
Yeah, thank you for typing that.
I really should probably consider carrying a bed with me. So, guys, I think that's about it. Now, as far as this goes, so the next part that we need to do is we need to square up our item filtration system and get that running. So once we have that pretty much set, we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we are done. Complete finito. Everything is now filtered out. And I ran this real quick just to get an idea, just for how much we're actually getting regarding the different flowers and everything. Now, there's a few of them which it's kind of goofy, like cornflower. If I throw the bone meal on the ground, we get a ton of cornflower. But doing it this way, I haven't gotten really any. So, red is definitely going to be easy to obtain. Orange, pretty easy. The allium, easy. The azure bluet, easy. But the rest, they're going to be a little bit more difficult. Either that or they just don't spawn as fast. So, but either way, it just means that I don't have to worry about dye anymore. So, that is a huge bonus. Speaking of dyeing, it looks like Doodle Moose, our main competition as far as dye shops go, was just slain. Although, maybe we can work out a little bit of a deal, because I don't have an intention of opening up a shop, but I do like to make diamonds. So, in any case, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse of the build being done, along with me and JumboChicken interrupting in between. So let me wrap this project up, and as always, guys, this is Diamond Doozer, and I'm out.